Man, I got to tell you what I learned from Dr. Max Thaney at Brockport Smiles. Your mouth is a snitch. Turns out your teeth and gums can tell you a whole lot more than whether you floss more than twice a presidential administration. Poor oral health has been linked to cardiovascular disease, diabetes, respiratory problems, and a lot more. It makes sense. Your mouth is connected to the rest of you, but who knew? Besides dentists. I guess everyone who paid attention in health class. That's why Dr. Max Thaney and the team at Brockport Smiles look beyond just your teeth. They combine exceptional patient care with advanced dental technology, preventive and cosmetic dentistry, Invisalign, implants, same-day crowns, and more. Because apparently when your mouth starts talking, Dr. Thaney knows how to interrogate it. And here's something that's no longer a secret. Brockport Smiles has a brand new home at 133 State Street. It's bigger, it's better. It has expanded treatment areas and advanced technology designed to make your care more efficient and effective. Basically, your dentist got an upgrade, and somehow you're still using the same toothbrush since Easter. Ugh. Join Dr. Thaney and the Brockport Smiles team Thursday, September 17th for their grand opening. Come check out the new place. It'll have you smiling from ear to ear, which, frankly, is pretty aggressive smiling. Brockport Smiles. Take care of your mouth. It knows way too much. Visit BrockportSmiles.com or call 585-637-6884.
Ready to start a podcast? Bill Moran Productions is ready for you. Simply go to BillMoranProductions.com and fill out our Contact Us form. Or call us anytime. 585-206-8866. Your voice, your story. Bill Moran Productions handles the rest.
When it comes to home improvement, you've got choices. Let's say there's a hole in the bedroom wall, and somehow nobody in the house knows how it got there. You could fix it. I mean, there's always YouTube, right? But 3 hours later, it's going to look like a patch job. Not even a good patch job. And how about that leak under the kitchen sink? Yeah, you said you'd get to it, and that was, 2.5, 3 months ago? If we're being honest, we all have that list. The one where deep down, you're not totally sure you've got the skills to pull it off. If it's my list, I'm calling Mac of all trades. Holes in the wall? Handled. Leaky sinks? Done. Full kitchen remodel? Yeah, they got that too. And hey, warmer weather's coming. How's that deck looking? Need it extended? Rebuilt? Outdoor patio? Don't be a deckhead. Call Mac of all trades. 585-202-9218. That's 585-202-9218. And you can see all they do online at macofalltrades.net. They'll handle it, so you don't have to.
When your old career gives you lemons, throw in some ice, mix in some vodka, and call it a podcast. From the Mac of All Trades studio in Fairport, and driven by Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, it's Billified, the Bill Moran Podcast.
For getting your pot on. Thanks for telling a friend. That's how we spread the word about the pirate ship. Kevin, I got to tell you, that shirt, that Stone shirt, was a hit.
I got to crack mine out. I can finally bust mine out and wear it now too.
I wore that. You and I and the soldier went to Mulconry's for like a birthday drinks, plural.
Oh, it was supposed to be a drink.
I know, but I don't know how.
And then you guys ruined it right off the bat.
Yes, we did.
Because you guys got there and I was parked out front, so I walked in and you guys had already ordered, and I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, I want a mimosa, and then you guys are like, oh shit,
yeah,
we want that now too. So you guys double fisted.
We did. Here's how I kind of want to begin this, and I know we're a little all over the place, but Norm has experienced something that is very interesting in what I will say is the American economy right now.
Being friends with me? Like, I'm some acquaintances with me. Let's not put the effort
we keep
out
ourselves at arm's length here.
Right. And so Norm's got a roofing company, which is hard labor stuff. I mean, roofing
sucks.
Yeah, it blows.
Roofing's rough. I mean, that's rough. I mean, it's rough on your body.
Yeah.
It's rough up and down. You're carrying the stuff on your shoulders, and you got to move at a quick pace. I was telling these guys a while ago when I was like 15, I worked on a construction crew, and they would have me sometimes just do some cleanup some days instead of, these guys. A lot of the stuff was coming in prefab for condos.
Yep.
They put me on the roof to sweep the sawdust off before the guys came up and laid down the stuff, and they were afraid that they would slip on it too. So it was my job to sweep it off. I'm going, this is
the
like,
easy job.
huh?
You had the easy job.
That's the easy job, but this was like 1986, so no one's paying a fucking attention, right?
True.
And so I'm up there, and I get to the edge, and I'm like, oh,
And Ferris.
God, I'm a little nervous, right? And then I was telling them how, construction guys, I think it's a great way. I wish everybody could do 6 months on a construction crew. And the reason I say that is you guys have no bedside manner. And I think that's awesome. When someone tells you to do something, you fucking do it. There's either a right way. There's only one right way, really. I mean, some of these guys, but they have methods. They know what they're doing. So you can learn on the job, and you could become maybe a master carpenter if you paid attention and really worked on it. But when you get in there, you don't know a fucking one tool from the other a lot of times. And I think some of these guys, they're not going to go, all right, Joe, let me just sit down here. We're going to explain to you how they're like, fucking watch me.
Yeah.
You do it this way.
Yeah.
Right. And I love that because it's just, and it's not meant with, I hate you. It's meant we got fucking job to do and we got to get this done.
Yeah.
And you can't fuck it up.
And you can't fuck it up.
They show you once, you can't fuck it up after that.
Right. And that's why I do like that. But what I was going to say is when we look at the world today and you experience something that, involving ICE, immigration enforcement.
Yep.
We want immigration laws enforced in this country right? Whether or not we agree with the certain way it's going about, we do. We want some kind of protection. We want affordable houses. That's the other thing.
That is true.
We want roofs replaced quickly.
Yes.
Right? We want cheap food and services, right? I mean, we don't want to be, and we want business to follow the rules, but what happens when all of those things collide? And that's where I really feel like you have experienced something many of us have not. You're running a roofing company. Your guys are on a roof. You're trying to finish the job. ICE shows up. What happens next?
Depending on if they are the American crew or the migrant crew, they're either staying or going. So it's kind of what we experienced the other day. They show up there. I don't know. They're not necessarily looking to vet the guys on the job site. And
Yeah.
that's the problem that I think we're all running into right now. And that's the general problem that we have as business owners, contractors, et cetera, is they're not vetting them on the property. They're basically taking them all off the job site, whether that roof is open, the siding's open, et cetera. They're pulling them all down to the detention center, and then they're going through the process. So, yes. So it isn't just one or two guys getting taken off, and then the guys who have their papers are staying. It's whether you have papers or not, you're going with them. They're sorting it out. They'll let you know who's getting out and who's not.
Have you heard from other contractors where ICE has come in and there's, you've got a tear off and you've got plywood that needs to go in and there's 5 or 6 holes on a roof where plywood's got to go.
Oh, yeah.
And the crew's gone.
Roof's wide open. Yeah. So, I mean, I won't mention companies, obviously, but there's a couple that have been all over Facebook, et cetera, that they've even busted into the house. So ICE has actually gone in. There was one company in particular. The homeowner posted it on Facebook. ICE raided the home, drew guns.
To make sure he wasn't hiding them inside?
Well, they did. They went inside. That's the problem. They came down off the roof. They went inside. They busted in the house. The homeowner was told by the sales guy that, hey, we have all W-9 employees. These guys are all here. Yeah, right. So, the whole shenanigans. And
they may have been. The way you're saying it, they may have been.
Yeah, I don't
right?
I don't know.
Because they don't sort it out there. They're sorting it out at the detention center. So the guy could have been correct. I'm just going by what was said. That's
right.
all.
Yeah. And it's
it's
hard to say.
Yeah, you would think there might be a better way to possibly go, but right or no? Look, I'm not at ICE. I don't know what that's like. I have no idea what that's fucking like to
Sure.
do that job at the same time. I always try to look at things as a more global than just from the perspective of, well, they're fucking assholes. Well, hold on.
What are they dealing with?
What are they dealing with? I don't know. So where were you when you found out that this was happening with one of your I don't want to say, I guess your crew or one of your clients at one of your clients' houses?
Luckily not at the job site, but so I was picking a couple things up to bring down there. We were doing a siding job, and I got a message from someone at the site saying, "Hey, immigration took my sister and my brother away." And I'm like, "Okay, what's going on? Where?" And they said, "Here at the job site." I'm like, at the house? They're like, "Yeah, they took them all." And then within, I would say, half hour, 45 minutes, I got a message from the dumpster guy that we use. Great company. He sent me a thing, and he goes, "Hey, dude, code red." I was grabbing some supplies. He's like, "You got to call me immediately." So I called him, and he's like, "Hey, were you aware of what's going on over here? I just got a photo sent to me." And I wasn't aware of the extent until I got down there, but everybody had been removed. I know for a fact that there were a couple guys on site that have been here for over 20 plus years. It was to our understanding that everybody was vetted and was able to
You ever notice how people drive around with a garage full of junk while complaining they're broke? If you don't have any friends that do that, it might be you. How about that rusty grill? Maybe you got a pile of copper wire or a random chunk of metal that's been sitting behind the shed since the Clinton administration. Yeah, all of that is money. And that's where Premier Metal Recycling comes in. These guys know value, like real value, not internet math, actual cash value. Whether it's scrap steel, copper, brass, aluminum, Premier Metal will tell you what it's worth and put money in your hand. Honestly, it's one of the few places left where cleaning out your garage can actually pay off. They have two convenient locations, 909 West Linden Avenue in East Rochester and 11 Carnes Street in downtown Rochester. You can also check daily pricing and exactly what materials they're buying at premiermetalgroup.com. Or, if you're feeling friendly, give them a call directly at 585-436-4020. Premier Metal Recycling. Because your junk pile might actually be your emergency fund. Well, I was reading something. According to a 2026 National Association of Home Builders analysis, immigrants represented about 26% of the overall construction workforce and 1/3 of construction trades, which is fairly significant.
Yeah.
But here's a number that really stands out. 53% of American roofers are foreign born. So over half of the people doing roofs in this country are foreign born. In New York, foreign-born workers account for about 37% of the construction workforce. So, I mean, if tomorrow every immigrant worker disappeared from roofing, what happens?
So, I think I'd be curious. I have not heard that stat. That's interesting. And I wonder how much of that.
It's a big stat.
It is a big stat. And that's actually a lot larger percentage than I would have thought. I just wonder how much of that comes from, you say foreign born, what the Amish do, right? Because the Amish they do a lot of work.
They do a ton of work.
Pole barns, et cetera.
Sure.
They're predominantly doing pole barns, metal roofs, carpentry, stuff like that. Great workers, super hard. Like, they do awesome stuff. We get our metal through them. Awesome people. Love them. The particular place that we get our metal from does not do roof installs.
Okay.
Specifically asphalt. Siding is a big one too. Windows, stuff like that. You won't see a lot of them lining up to do that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So, siding's a big one. We don't do a whole lot of siding. Our name is obviously Freedom Roofing and Windows. We will take on siding jobs. I enjoy doing it. I think people get excited about it. I love the way the house looks before and after. It's awesome. Great transformation. Everyone's happy after. But you just don't have, like I said, you don't have the young kids, specifically, I hate to say it, but Americans, you don't have them lining up to do that line of work.
Right.
It's predominantly migrants.
Yeah, it is.
My buddy has his own company, and he was doing roofing and siding, and he just gave up roofing. He says it sucks. It doesn't pay. Siding pays a lot better.
Siding does pay better.
And he goes, it's just ultimately safer.
The siding is.
Yeah, because you're not walking. I mean, not many new houses are pitched at 6s and 8s anymore.
Right.
Most of them have 12s and 14s, which are dangerous as shit.
Dangerous shit. And you know what? With siding, I mean, figure you're picking up siding panels. They feel like feathers in comparison to bundles of shingles. Those are
and a
very heavy. Yeah.
Bundles of shingles are
Yeah, it sucks. It's a hell of a work.
They're what, 70? They're what, about 75 pounds a piece, right?
Yeah, so in figure they're thinner now.
I've carried them up and down ladders. It sucks.
It does.
They're thinner now than they ever used to be. That's the crazy part too.
Yeah.
People can bitch and complain about it now. They're like, wow, this is heavy. I'm like, hey, you have no idea. 20 years ago, it was double the weight. They were a little bit heavier, thicker back
a little
then.
Asbestos in there back in the
Right,
day.
yeah, God knows what.
I don't know. Why aren't American-born guys lining up for this work, you think?
I have my own theories on it. I really do.
I mean, we'll call it a hypothesis, right? Or it's sort of an opinion, but you're in the field.
So I think the same reason why you're going to see this industry drastically change in the next 10 years. Coach Pippard. So he's in the AI industry. And
AI?
Yep.
Yep.
Which obviously is taking over everything right now. Don't matter what industry you're in. You think you're safe in construction. Well, we're now finding out that they have robots and machines that they've been coming out with. You see the little AI videos on Facebook that have the machine up on the. Have you seen that yet?
No, but they're up on the roof.
It's nailing down shingles. Yeah, it's quite intriguing.
Is it quick though? Is it fast?
So that we're not
accurate.
Well, that's the other thing. I would imagine it's fairly precise. Can it wrap metal around chimneys? Can it tear off? Can it, put on drip edge and, lay everything down, ridge vent, all the stuff that goes with the roof components, ventilation, et cetera. That I'm not sure of. If I had to imagine with the way that things are rapidly excelling right now, I'd imagine that within a decade, it probably will. And from what I'm hearing from guys that are in the robotics industry is they're like, yeah, don't worry. Your shit's all going to be different in the next 5 to 10 years anyway, which is kind of scary to think about.
Yeah.
Start saving your money now.
Yeah. So I personally, I think it has to do with, we talk about AI, we talk about technology, screens, YouTube. You got influencers, you got people on YouTube, you got all these, God, they're like celebrities now, right? Online on YouTube, making videos. These young kids are watching them. I got a 12-year-old and we all have kids. They're watching these kids and they're seeing how much money they're making. They're like, well, why would I go bust my ass for 25, 30, 35, 40, whatever they're paying, X amount of dollars per hour, X amount per year. When I could make videos, when I could post stuff online, when I could be a YouTube creator, a YouTube, whatever, an influencer.
Right.
And I could triple my money.
And the tough part is getting a 12-year-old to realize that you're going to make more money roofing and siding than you are probably going to be making videos for YouTube.
Because the YouTube video thing is almost as saturated as it is now to pop out. You never think you're going to need a personal injury attorney until you do. It's not something you plan for. 1 minute you're just living your life. Next thing you know, you're dealing with an accident, an injury, missed work, and a whole lot of stress you didn't ask for. And here's the truth. Insurance companies, they've got a plan. They know exactly what they're doing. The question is, do you? That's why if it's me, I'm calling Connors and Ferris. They know the system, they know how to fight, and more importantly, they know how to take care of people when things get messy. You're not just a case file to them. They walk you through it step by step and make sure you're not getting pushed around when you're already down. So if life throws you one of those moments, don't try to figure it out alone. Call Connors and Ferris or visit connorsandferris.com with offices in New York City, Syracuse, Rochester, and Buffalo. Because when it matters most, you want someone in your corner who actually knows how to win. Connors and Ferris.
Going back to what we were talking about, I do get sucked in sometimes when I see people on there. You see, you got a video of a bunch of migration workers running off a job site getting chased down by ICE because someone called, and that condo, that complex, that apartment, that whatever the hell they're building there, that building, that sits vacant now. Yeah. That sits vacant.
Right. Looks like the Hyatt downtown in the 80s.
Right.
Looks like some buildings in the city of Rochester right now, unfortunately. But this stuff sits there, and it costs more money every single day.
Right.
And then that guy who brought him on, everyone's like, oh, arrest that guy. What they don't understand, because they're sitting behind a computer screen, and God knows what they even do for work, is that dude's got no other help, right? That guy has brought these guys in, whether, he's paying someone on that job who has their insurances, who has their comp, who's legal, who's registered to be there. Who they bring in is who they bring in to help get it done, but they're trying to get it done in a timely fashion, and they're trying to do it in a way where everyone can benefit in a money sense, and we can get this thing up for people to live in, make money in, whatever the case may be. So when that kind of stuff happens, what these people don't realize that are like, get them out of here and bring Americans in. Well, there's no line of Americans coming in after that. So that place sits there. It costs more money every day. That guy now has no other means to get that. People are losing money here. And it's costing taxpayer dollars. Prices are going to go up no matter what. Mm-hmm. Okay. Because now the demand gets higher and there's less people to help do it. It's not a good situation for everybody. So what is the long-term, I guess, residual effect of this is if you're looking to do your roof siding, windows, anything that, you're building, whatever the case may be, and you're looking to do this down the road, and you're looking to do it as cost effective as possible because the economy absolutely is, it's tough right there. It's tough right now. I mean, people are struggling. You're going to be paying more. You're paying more. So every time that you wish for that, just understand that there's not someone else coming in doing it for cheaper. There isn't that hardworking 18-year-old kid that just got his boots and straps on that's ready to go. You're about to pay double for what it just was.
Well,
Freedom Roofing, call tomorrow.
Amen.
The part that I also think that somebody may be listening, well, that's fine. You got to play by the rules. So these guys are coming in and they're not playing by the rules. Well, we don't know that because ICE is picking them up, and there could be many who are playing by the rules as they are now, right? They have the I-9, they have the work stuff. They may not speak English very well, but hey, I think if we went back a few generations for many people, there was someone who came here who didn't speak English very well. Yeah. So I'm not trying to defend anything. I'm just trying to give more of a global look at this. That doesn't mean everybody isn't. There are people who are coming here legitimately who want to work hard and make a better life. And that was always the American dream.
Amen. Yeah,
I mean, it really was, right? The fact that you can own a business and start, and do all that stuff. So, I mean, that's the thing. And I go, man, your roofer disappearing halfway through the job used to mean he went to Home Depot and Subway. Now, it's like, oh, shit, there was an ice raid.
Or to the bar. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, or to the bar.
How many times have you gotten drunk and threatened to call ICE on Damien?
Never once. Never once. But, I mean, when you think about this, too, like mass deportation, does it work? I don't know.
You'd love to think it does, right? But at the same time, and it's what we talk about, and I'm speaking on behalf, I can, again, I don't name names, but I got a lot of buddies in the industry. I speak on behalf of myself and all of them because we talk about it all the time, is our biggest issue with this is not that they're just sending everybody back. It's not that they're doing their jobs and they're keeping America safe. That's what we all want.
Yes.
Right? We're all on board with that.
Yep.
We don't want gangs and drugs and everything flooding through our borders. It's not good. It's terrible. It'll ruin the economy. With that being said, the guy who's on my job putting the siding on, I had one guy in particular, he just actually got out, and I can elaborate on that more, which is a whole nother story, but he just got out. Hardest working guy I've ever seen. He Ubered to a job when his truck broke down. He said he's like, boss, I'll walk there if I have to. And I'm like, wow, this dude, he's determined, man. You got a guy like him on a job, no criminal record, kid here, wife here, family here, been here a while, came on a visa, whether or not it was expired, something happened, not sure, held for a month, randomly let out. Okay, you're telling me that guy is more of a threat to you and your family than the dude at the gas station with the machete who just assaulted someone who just got let out 3 days later and is back on the streets? I think that's our biggest problem. And again, it's not to get political. It's just we have American citizens here that are born here, raised here, whatever, whether or not they contribute or whatever. That are more dangerous. And they're out on the streets.
The guys throwing shingles aren't in gangs and selling drugs.
No, they're not. They're there to work.
Using a little bit. I've met some roofers that might be using a little bit, but they're not selling.
They're not.
The
Americans, maybe. The Americans. That's right. Yeah. I just, as I listen to all this, I think like maybe the question isn't whether America needs immigrants or whether immigration laws should be enforced. It's we can need immigrant labor and expect people to follow the law, which is what I think most people listening would probably say. But the part that's making this very difficult is we aren't sure. because we're getting the paper. You're getting the paperwork that says they're legal. They may have the paperwork that says they're legal. Who's walking around? I don't know. Do they keep that paperwork on them at all times? So if they get round up, they can prove it and get out. But even that is, you lost at least a day. And it's not like they're checking on the site, which would almost seem like a fairer way to do it. I don't know.
Yeah. I think two things can be true here, Bill. I think it boils down to this. There's no real black or right. Like, so I think a lot of this goes back to like media outlets, social media. Like we were just talking about how bad social media is. I think because everyone has an opinion. I think you either see people that are like, round them up, send them all back. Let's get, labor back in the hands of Americans and let's feed our own people. And then you have other people that are just like, no, let them in at will. They're here to have a better life for themselves. I think you can believe that we need to protect our borders and protect our people.
Yes.
And that immigrants are good for the economy at the same time. I think both things can be true, right? In retrospect.
I mean,
it's the same thing. You've got 18-year-old kids that aren't going to go out to the farm and pick apples.
No, they're not.
They're not going to go down in Florida and pick oranges.
Right.
They don't want to do it.
Right.
And for the record, we've talked to farmers too. I actually picked up an equipter from a farmer back in fall for a job that we did, and he talked about the same struggles. He said that's all he has. He's like the young kids, the young American kids that are coming in out of college, high school, whatever, that he's trying to get out, that they're not showing up. They're not showing up for work. And the farmers are the backbone of our country. So if they're struggling, I mean, what's that tell you?
Right. Well, right. But I think we also have to kind of wrestle with the idea that America wants immigration enforcement, right? While depending heavily on immigration labor. And I think that that's something that we have to look at. And again, is there a way to do it the right way? Yes. Not easy, I don't think. I think, for years there's been talk of how do we reform that. It's not to make it so anybody can slide through. That's not what we're looking for. But
correct. Can
you make it easier? And then at the same time, it sounds like, this is, I don't know, it's a little scary if you're a little, have a little more melanin and then you're working on a roofing crew and you got the right paperwork, hello.
Plus, you're getting nice and tan in the summer. I might get out there and they might think
that's 100%. I just think it's
picking up Kevin.
It's kind of a hard thing to do, and I go, boy, for you guys trying to run the companies, it makes it more difficult.
Yeah.
Because right, and now if you raise your prices, well, what does that do to you? And it's like someone's already, and if it is competition blowing each other, well, what the fuck are we doing here? Why are we going to do that when you've got your jobs?
Yeah.
Figure out what your business, focus on your business and stop trying to undercut somebody else's. It would be my thing. I think there's enough for everybody I just do. I think that, you can
These
work
ones
enough.
blowing in other businesses, are they sliding in the next day and talking to the homeowner? Saying, hey, we'll do it for, this.
Not that I've heard of and not that I've seen. So I cannot confirm nor deny that. But
that'd be kind of a dick move.
Well, I mean, I think also then there's the idea, are these employers cheating, right? Are they cheating the system a little bit, getting guys who are just vulnerable and going to work? And I don't think that that's true. I don't at all.
No,
I think that's a shitty thing to think that way.
I'm here today to tell you guys that that's not the case. And I see it a lot on Facebook. I see it a lot on social media. It's like, you got these guys coming in, they're undercutting our guys and blah, blah, blah. I show me a company that's happening to, and I would pay to see that. Okay. Because again, there's not a group of kids lining up to do this stuff. We have tried hiring.
Yeah.
We put ads out. We put social media stuff out. We've gone to college. I mean, literally, like, part of my job, I'm wearing 10 different hats. One of those hats is recruiting. I hate it, but it is what it is. I have to constantly be hiring. It's easier to hire sales guys. It's easy to hire, someone to sit at the, the desk and answer the phones and stuff like that. My wonderful wife does a great job at it, but soon that'll be gone. AI, right? That comes in. So the hardest thing to hire for in our industry right now is labor. And with the crackdown on immigration, and again, like I said, I'm not for or against it. I'm not here to get political, but it definitely makes things a little bit more difficult. That there is essentially, when they get picked up, who do we have to replace them? That's the question. That's the toughest part right now to to juggle with.
Yeah, but like you said, you had a guy who was picked up and let out.
He was picked up. This kid, like I said, he Ubered to a job from Brockport to Irondequoit when his truck broke down. I pulled up. I said, Johnny, how the hell did you get here? Where's your truck? He's like, oh, truck broke down. I'm like, how the hell did you get here? He's like, well, I Ubered. I'm like, what? How much was the Uber? He's like, $85. I'm like, dude. He's like, I'll walk here if I have to. This kid did a whole house of siding, 27 square. For anyone knows anything about square footage in a house, this is a good size colonial, okay? And stone facade.
And a stone facade.
Stone facade all over the front porch. He did soffit, fascia, everything. Wrapped up all the windows in LP Smart Side trim. LP Smart Side is very heavy duty, heavy. It's good stuff. Yeah. It's very good stuff. So he did a fantastic job. Homeowners loved him. He did this thing within a week by himself because the other guys I had lined up with him were bailing on him. He did it by himself. He showed up every day. He was a huge asset to our company. One day, gone. And I'm like, how? Because I knew he had his visa. I knew everything was legit because I want him as a full-time employee. That's the guy I want on my team. 1 month later, no explanation. They come in, boom, you're gone. We still can't figure out what happened, why this was. Maybe they were vetting him. Maybe they were looking for someone else. We're not sure. But just the other day, he got let out. They're like, yeah, you're good to go. Called me 3 times. I'm like, dude, why is this number calling me? I call it back, and I'm like, Johnny? He's like, yeah, boss. I'm like, you're out? He's like, yeah. I'm like, how? I don't know. They said, you're free to go. That's it.
And no one explained anything.
Nothing. No sponsor, nothing.
Yeah, see that?
That's where we're confused.
This is my point. Is like that. I get that there's many people who are make these things real political. Like all of us, you're either with me or against me.
Yes, it's black and white. Right.
But that's not what we're saying.
No.
It's saying this is the system. We're trying to work within it. Yeah. We're told that these guys can work here if they have this paperwork. But you guys are coming in and scooping up everybody without any regard for that. Then you tell us whether they got the paperwork. And sometimes it takes you days to figure that out, weeks, month, right?
Yeah.
And that's all we're saying.
Yeah.
Is like that has to be a better. Can there be a better system within the system that exists?
There's
right.
Yeah, where's the fine line and where's the perfect answer? I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
You know what? Again, I'm not law enforcement. I'm not ICE. They're doing a great job. They have a very difficult job.
Of course they
do. I would
do.
not want that job.
No, you want to run into someone's house and fucking especially somebody who pull guys off roofs. I don't think they want to do that.
No, I don't think they want to either. I don't think that's what they have in mind.
think for some of these guys, it was like money. Maybe they were. No, I don't know. Out of law enforcement, whatever their background, or out of the military, looking for. I have no idea. Either way, the system being what the system is, not judging that. Just can we get that system to work better because it's working against us?
Yeah, I would say at this point, especially in 2 main fields, construction, and that applies to landscaping too. You ever see some of the landscaping jobs? They're all migrants, man.
Yeah.
They ain't 16-year-old kids. Like I was doing landscaping when I was 16 in between summers. I hated it. I mean, I got a nice tan, but
I did too. I fell asleep and I was at somebody's house and I fell asleep and then I got in trouble.
Yeah,
took a nap under a tree on a little peninsula down in a pond that was off the property a little bit.
We've all been there, man.
Yeah.
What you got to do is you got to keep your roofers when the ice shows up. Keep them on the roof. Tell ice to come up and get them. And then whoever can walk that roof,
I know, but see,
replace the guys they're taking with those ice agents.
Well, who wants to go up against the federal fucking government? And then I don't.
Yeah, but are they gonna climb up the ladder and pull them off the roof?
No, but I mean, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I hear you and I get what you're saying, but I would also be like, why am I going to make this even worse now? Go fucking get them then.
Well,
hey, you might be able to hire a guy or two that can walk a roof.
Well, that's true.
They can't stay up there forever, and all ICE has to do is, quote unquote, leave the area and hang out down the road. And as soon as they see that van coming down with the ladder rack on it,
as long as the job's done,
the job's usually the roof is dried. And so that's always our biggest fear, right? And like I said, we do a very good job here at vetting our guys. All my buddies in the industry, they do a very good job at vetting their guys. But at the end of the day, I mean, when the American roofers show up to your house, we talk about breaking into the country illegally, right? We talk about illegal immigrant. We talk about all the stuff, right? Like, well, we don't want them at our property. Do you honestly believe that the American roofers that are showing up to your house don't have a history of doing anything wrong?
Oh.
They don't have a misdemeanor. They don't have a drinking or drug problem. I mean, again, it's a tough industry. We're not dealing with choir boys here.
Right. That's a very, very fair thing to say. And the only part that still has me a little baffled is why the scoop up of everybody who looks like they may be illegal, only to find out later on they're not. Why weren't we finding out? Why aren't you sort of rewarding the guy that did it the right way and go, hey, man, keep working. Good on you. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know. I'm not smart enough to figure that out, but I can see what that problem is for you. I can totally see that. I can see for the consumer. I can see the cost analysis of it all too. As things get backed up and get more expensive, not just in terms of the pricing of things, but the pricing of labor.
Yeah, and like I said, that's our biggest question too. So when I showed up the other day, because I got a message from that phone saying, hey, my brother and sister were taken. I'm like, okay, I'm on my way. I had to get the material, so I'm heading out there now. I got there, and there was a young girl there. She had to be maybe late teens, and she was sitting there by herself. And I'm trying to communicate with her, and she's Google translating, and
That's awesome.
She didn't speak any English, but nice chick, stared by herself, and I went to call the dude's phone, and the phone next to me started ringing. And I look over, and I'm like, oh, you have his phone? She's like, yes. I'm like, he got taken too? She showed me the video. She had it on video of them taking him away. I'm like, so wait a minute. I was under the impression that the brother and sister got taken. The whole crew, I'm like, everyone's gone, all 7 people. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, man. Okay, well, this isn't interesting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then, again, it's luckily, like I said, I don't want to say luckily, but, homeowners have seen this enough over the last 2 years where they have a pretty good understanding that, hey, it's not just us, right? This is the first time it's happened to us in the last couple of years. I mean, this has never happened before. So I would consider ourselves pretty lucky. I would consider ourselves obviously doing the right thing, within our control. But, it's embarrassing. It's not a good look. It's a tough conversation to have because we got a house to decide, man.
Yeah.
And I got 10 other people that think they're going tomorrow that, we're scrambling. I mean, it makes things very, very difficult. All and right. Again, I cannot just pull some random people and stick them out on a job. So I have to work within my means of the guys that I have vetted, the guys that are on my team and that I trust to go out there. And we just don't have enough. So
then you don't want to be the guy that's not following the law. And I don't know if this is true or not, but it sounds like we almost have New York State and the federal government making things a little difficult in a way because there's like fair labor laws that you have to comply with that are state laws, right? And then you're getting whatever the hours are, the breaks, the insurance, all these things. And then the federal law will say, well, they got to have this paperwork and blah, blah, blah. And so now, and I don't know, is New York State still considered a sanctuary state for people to come and try to start a life? I don't even know. So now if you get somebody here and they hand you a document that somebody made on AI, how do I know?
It's a good question.
I mean, the thing is like that's the hard part. And so maybe that's what they're looking for, but then all that, well, how do we fix it? And what do we do for the guy that did do it the right way, who still gets scooped up? That to me is welcome to America. That's shitty. And on the other side, it hurts the economy.
And again, like I said, I'm all for obviously following the rules and whatnot. Yes. I think that the process could be, from what I'm hearing, I'm not, for the record, I'm not a part of the government. I have no idea what their process looks like. But from what I see and hear, we work very closely with a gutter company that has an immigrant on their team. He's from Jamaica. He's had his green card. He's renewed it. He's gone through the whole process over and over and over for the last 8 or 9 years.
Right.
He's legal to be here. He's still not a citizen.
Yeah. No.
9 years. I mean, at some point you got to say, okay, like I'm not them. I don't know what paperwork they have. I don't know if they have lack of help. But at some point you got to think, hey, how do we speed this process up a little bit? So the people that are here working, that are contributing, that are showing up at 6 o'clock in the morning, doing things that the average American is not doing anymore, how do we keep them here? How do we help the economy? And how do we help our fellow workers, our contractors, our farmers, whoever it may be that's in help. That needs help.
I really appreciate you coming in and talking about it.
I appreciate you having me, man.
Because I think it's something that is out there, right? And we see it. and I think people have real strong opinions about it on both sides. But to look at it more from an economic standpoint and what it's doing to guys who are trying to run businesses, it's a somewhat of a different look. And it sounds like the system within the system needs a little revamping.
Yeah, and again, I'm not them, so I'm not going to tell them how to do their jobs. I think, by the way, they're doing a fantastic job. I think there's obviously, along with anything else, tweaks. That's just our opinion. But obviously, the immigration thing's one of two major topics that is heavily controversial and discussed in this industry. The second one, if you guys ever have time, is private equity.
Yeah,
that's a whole nother thing. Yeah, so it's interesting.
A little scary, little scary as you get into all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
All right, for Coach Norm, for Kevin with it, I would have.
Ice or nice, baby.
I think we have to throw that out again sometime. Ice or nice.
Play that for the music game instead of an Elvio. We'll play Ice or nice with our favorite immigrant Elvio.
Well, his parents were. He was born. I think he was born here. Hockey already, huh?
Oh, I love it.
You're coaching already.
I love it. I would have started a month sooner if everyone else was on board. Love it.
Yeah,
love it.
And when does this season end?
Oh God, feels like it goes 14 months out of the year. I mean, it feels like it never ends. It feels like we just
when we send ice in to pick him, when we send the referees in to pick him up.
Oh my God,
season's over. Referees picked him up.
Yeah, next spring. So our biggest hurdle now is getting people to get in early to dry land off ice stuff. I bust Kevin's chops a lot on getting his kid there. So hopefully we see him next week. And getting the kids out there, getting them in shape early. Oh, I'm sure you are. I can't even imagine what the excuse will be. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited. I look forward to it. I wish it could be my career job. I have a blast.
Yeah,
I love being out there. Yeah,
well,
it's great.
Well, maybe we should look into that. It might be a little easier.
Hey, when he said sell your company, I said okay. Yeah, well,
they deport Canadians too.
I'm Bill Moran. We'll see you next time. You're still here? Good. I've got one more thing. A guy came up to me this weekend, told me he loves Billified and that we actually add value to his life, and then asked if he could buy me a beer. Now, obviously, we know the answer, right? But it got me thinking, if this pirate ship adds value to your life, you can help keep it afloat for just $3 a month. Hell, you can support us for 3 months for less than one beer at most places. $3. Bigger seas, more adventures, same questionable crew. You'll find the link to support the pirate ship right in the episode description wherever you're listening. And no matter what you do, thank you for joining us on this pirate ship called Billified.
Welcome aboard the dirtiest pirate ship you've ever seen.
What will we do with the drunken sailor? What will we do with the drunken sailor? What will we do?